I don't get paid for it though, so is it really a job?
It is a lot of work, especially with all the stuff you've been doing lately with the YouTube and the TikTok and stuff.
No, you see our views on TikTok? They're like killing our YouTube channel.
I know. People keep saying we should do TikTok. That's where all the people are, but I don't know. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, because I gotta find like, especially for the TikTok, because I gotta find little clips that are interesting that are under a certain time frame. So I gotta kind of go back and listen to the show again. You know what I mean? I literally spend a few hours doing that. It's kind of off and on, and I can do it in between other stuff, so it's not horribly bad, but it's definitely time consuming.
Indubitably. Good morning, folks. We're ramping up for a great show today. You're listening to Cardano over coffee as you come in. Share the space. Oh, what is that tweet? Let me pin that to the top.
We got two guests today. We got Cardano Carnival, which is Drew Aces. I know you met him at Rare Balloon. And then we got Pete from Blueshift, and they're going to be talking about an index that's coming out. Interesting things, man. Interesting things.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, I have that app open right now. Looking forward to that. To
So,
that conversation.
beforehand, we obviously have a half hour before our first guest, so feel free, Pete, if you want to chit chat about whatever, whoever.
Where is the tweet here? I can't find it.
I don't know. I don't know which one you're looking for.
The one about the space today, with the space in it. I saw a tweet, didn't I? I don't know if I saw it.
I tied ours to Blueshift, so if you go to Blueshift,
Okay.
or you can just create a new one if you would like.
Uh-huh. I see. I was in a space yesterday with McKaylee about CKB. That was random.
I saw you in there, and I was gonna jump in, but I don't own any Nervos, and I don't know much about them.
I was in.
I was like,
I was in there as well. I saw you guys.
Yeah,
do I
you were
really
in
want to
there.
jump in there?
They run that space very differently, which is kind of funny. It was fun to check it out.
So, did anybody mint any synthetic assets yesterday on whatever that new protocol is called?
I
The
got some.
Indigo.
I got some synthetic oil yesterday for my truck. It's really good, but I haven't got any synthetic assets yet. But I'll wait for other people to do it and see what happens.
I picked up some synthetic Bitcoin because I thought the price of Bitcoin was down last night, and I thought that there was going to be a jump. So I put some ADA in, and not a shit ton because I don't know the protocol. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I took like 500 ADA, not a crap ton, and bought some synthetic Bitcoin. I'm up because the price of Bitcoin's up. Yay me!
Sell now.
Probably
make
right.
make your money right now. Yeah.
No.
So
I'm a chart reader, and there's a little bit more upside before we go back down. Not much,
all
but
right.
I have a
Okay.
target in mind.
I'm a
You know me,
chart
Big
reader. What
BlockJock.
a statement. What does that even mean? I'm a chart reader.
I don't go into any trade without a plan, which means I have a stop loss and I have a take profit, right? And I don't deviate from that just because I'm nervous because the price might drop and I might hit my stop. I don't, or I'm underwater. I don't just cash out. I wait until I either hit my stop loss or I hit my take profit. That's what traders do.
So why is people
True.
calling IUSD stable?
I don't know. But I know they're having a lot of trouble with vending machine on the back end, getting all them airdrops out. That's been a hot mess for them.
Well, they put out a thing on their Discord, Joker. I don't know if you saw it. It's going to be a while. They're going to work with either Tossy Drop. They said we made a mistake by trying to do this on our own. So they admitted they made a mistake. And they said they're going to work with either Drip Drops or Tossy Drops, Toasty Drops, whatever, however you say it, to get the airdrops out. But there's going to be
That's funny. I didn't even get a contact from them having to do with smart claims. I don't
Well,
even
did you
know.
reach out to them? Like, do they even know about you? See, that's
They do.
you can't just,
They do,
you need
bro.
to reach out to them. Like,
No,
maybe
I know.
Drip
Yeah, we
Drops.
did reach out. Santa reached out to him last night because Indigo James was in Santa's testnet coin space, and they said the reason why they were so congested was because they were using TOSI drops for the drop, for the airdrop, and basically it was clogging everything up and slowing everything down. That's why I was kind of taken back a
They were
little bit.
not using TOSI Drop. They were doing it on their own vending machine, based off of what they put in their Discord.
Gotcha. Okay, so I got inaccurate information from James.
Yes.
Or he just
Wasn't
misunderstood
yesterday
what was
also
going on.
the epoch boundary?
Yeah, I think they faced a lot of issues with the epoch boundary too. But that's going to be an issue moving forward. So that needs to be fixed, because you can't, every 5 days, you can't have a hiccup in the network like that.
This is why you all should be using queues for your drops.
What is that, Lido? Queues? I don't even know why they don't use smart claims. You know, we haven't had one issue, a major issue at all.
Okay, BlockJock. You can't say we only have one issue when you've only done two things.
No, we've only had minor issues.
No, we haven't had any issues.
Yeah,
Two
because
things.
you're not doing a shit ton of things. Do 1,000 drops and then tell me you haven't had any issues.
Okay, which will happen because we also have the minting service that's going to be happening here shortly. And also on December 6th, solid date, by the way, we will be launching the NFT utility that we promised with the Load Warrior NFT. So you'll get discounts on that as well. And I can tell you right now that it doesn't matter. We'll prove ourselves out, just like I've done my entire life, that we are superior in nature to these other.
See, right there's part of your problem. Right there is part of your problem, and why you'll receive less work than. How many times have you ever heard them come out and publicly say that we're better than all of them? I've never heard that in a public space from any of those.
Why wouldn't you say you're better than them? I don't understand.
I'm better than them, whoever them are.
I'm not talking about ego. I talk about myself as
the
a
way
vendor.
that it comes across, BlockJock, it sounds very much like that.
Okay,
Prove
so hold on.
Prove it.
I do that on a regular basis. So I do that in my life. I do that in my company. I'm consistently better than everybody else. I'm lower in price. I'm better in service, and I'm better at machine. And I know that. I absolutely know that. And I'm one of the best techs in San Diego. I also know that as well. And I know with smart claims and everything that they do and what Torben's built, it is superior to vending machine for sure.
Okay,
TOSI drop. I know Austin.
But what have you done to approach these like, I don't know what you guys all have going on, right? I'm not saying what you guys haven't built isn't superior, but what have you done? Like, Drip Drops has been around for a while, so they have a very established business, right? They're established
with a dopey process for getting your tokens. Yes. Go ahead.
Again, right there is your problem. Quit doing things like that. Quit saying. Just prove that your system.
Isn't this the Cardano way? I mean, Kraus was just shitting on Monero the other day. And we don't even have our privacy token out yet.
I've worked in a shit ton of businesses, and I've never heard one of my a business partner in a business talk shit in a public forum on a competitor ever.
Okay, no, I'm not talking shit. I'm just stating facts. Okay. That's why they're having so many problems with vending machines.
You see that
I know the back end on it. That's why. I'm not giving any information that nobody doesn't know. You know, Tap Tools is a great service. They seems like it's been really good, and they've had no problems. Why wouldn't you use Tap Tools, or at least look at them? You know, I don't even understand. You know, it's pretty interesting. And then CNETA, what is that? You know, it's just a consistent pull of revenue for Austin and his group. You know, so they really haven't done anything either. So why would you even put your faith in them? It makes no sense to me.
Who has anything? What's CNETA even have to do with this? Like, where's that even?
So Austin Frosty is the guy who created the UI UX for Tosi Drop and the vending machine. The vending machine is the back end for Tosi Drop. Those two work together in order to make that. So they are together. You understand? So that's all. Most people don't know that, I guess, or have forgotten it.
Well, there you go. You've got the facts.
Yes.
You
Well,
heard
I'll tell you
Cardano
one thing.
Coffee.
I don't
Freeloader
use
is better than all of them.
I don't use any vending machine. I don't use Tosi Drop. I don't use Smart Claims. I don't
Do you
use.
have an NFT project? Hero?
No. Not
So why
anymore.
would you use a vending machine? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like one of those vending machines for tokens. I don't use them. Like, I don't think that there's tokens on there that are worth me.
Oh, like for drop-in and stuff?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
truly, and I'm being 100% honest. The only tokens that I've ever gotten from there, and that was just a try. I've tried every one of them at least once, and that was to get the Hosky. It's the only thing I pulled from them.
So I'm going to retract my statements, and I'm going to apologize for being salty right now. And you're right. I am a little salty about the dopey stuff, that I see. And you're absolutely right about the whole thing. And I do apologize to you. I love Seal Pool and what he's done, and he made it easy for a lot of people. And he created that on his own. And who knows what's going to happen with CNETA? I don't know. I have no idea. So to talk about them when they're not here is not okay. And but if we were in a public space, then we could have a discussion, I'm sure. But at the same time, just from my experience with smart claims, I'm more intimate. Obviously, I'm biased for sure. But I've not seen any real issues with smart claims.
You showed that.
Sounds like we should have a rapid round of all the drip droppy type services, Hero. And let's have everybody duke it out.
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
Like that. I mean,
tattoos, Tosi Drop, freeloaders, get all of them in here.
See, I didn't even know Tap Tools did token drops. So, and I use Tap Tools every day.
Sorry, token drop. Tap Tools does not do a token drop here.
I didn't think so. I was like, because I
wait. I think they do. They have a very yes, it's super custodial.
Yes, they do. They definitely do token drops.
Okay.
Oh, there you have it.
Thanks, Joker.
Yeah, you have to KYC.
What do you mean, thank Joker? I'm the one who just dropped this alpha.
Thanks, Lido.
It's not alpha. It's not alpha.
Whatever is alpha, the Cardano.
Yeah, everybody just needs to come to smart claims and support their small pool operators. Okay.
There you have it, and that's the big pull for smart claims, right? Is the fact that it's built by a bunch of small pools who need support, and that's why you should support them, right? I'm sure the tech could be better. I don't know because, like I said, I don't look into that stuff because I don't.
No, the tech can be better. This is state-of-the-art tech, NASA grade encryption. I mean, are you kidding me? They're the most high. We are the most high-tech token drop platform right now. We use the Drazel backend. How dare you?
Now Joker is salty. Joker, do you think it's better than Audible?
I think it's one of those things because we've been working on this thing so long and we've been so close to it that the fact that in a bear market, it's very difficult, because there isn't a lot of people out there that are willing to do anything right now for the most part, or launch anything for that matter.
So why you see everything being pushed back until next year, right? So
yeah.
And
it can be frustrating.
BlockJock, you called this like 2 months ago. So
I know. It sucks.
Well, it's market conditions, right? I mean, you're not going to launch. And let's be honest about it.
No, for sure.
So
but we are. But the alpha is though that we are actually going to have the NFT utility for December 6th. We've been given that date, and typically hard dates are not a good thing to give. But this is definitely going to happen on December 6th for the NFT.
And again, the whole entire thing. What NFT? What utility are you giving?
So that's the Load Warrior NFT, and there's a discount that's up to 50%. Depending on the load warrior and the metadata you'll look in the load warrior at the metadata and see what discount you get. And you can get up to, there's a few that had 50%, and then there's a drop off from there. There's 3 different NFT discounts, discounts for the NFT during your time when you use the smart claims. Also, it'll last forever. It's a lifetime discount, so you'll always be able to use it. So let's say down in the future and you're doing a whole bunch of claiming, it's really going to save you a lot of money, and the thing never goes away, which is kind of cool. The other cool thing about it is that, and this is something that's going to happen here in the near future, it may happen by Christmas time, but we will have a minting service on smart claims, and the second series with Chris Ellis of Load Warrior, there'll be 1,440 of those NFTs. Those will also have utility and will be launched and will be the first NFT minted on smart claims as well. So, which is kind of cool. And there's some other stuff, but we just been building, so you're right, guys. And I shouldn't be salty, and I'm happy for those guys. They're having success. And yeah, so that's it.
So, Lido, when you said load warriors, it reminded me of Cardano warriors. Something with Hosky. Do you know what's going on with Hosky and warriors? I saw a tweet. Something. Did you see? And Wolves Around.
Oh my! I saw that. The details have escaped me. That's been going on for a while now. It's about to launch?
Well, the Wolves of Rome have been staked to rug pools, but
Rug pools, right?
There's more than that. Nanny, my favorite coffee cup, has been working hard behind the scenes on some things. So I guess we'll have to wait for official announcements. I don't want to say anything that I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah, what the rug pools are going to be doing is they're going to be giving out extra tokens, right? So you're going to be able to get your, Hosky, Wolves of Rome, and Ada Warriors token.
The Cardano Warriors.
Sorry, Cardano Warriors.
I don't think Joker sleeps. He just stays up and reads Cardano news like 24/7.
I think so too. He's a wealth of information. For anybody that doesn't know, and if you're not following Joker, please do so, because he will definitely give you insight, and pretty quick. If he doesn't have it right at the time it was put out or before, he's right there. So yeah, good guy to follow.
Did anybody pin that Quasar tweet to the top by any chance? Something about a Catalyst meeting?
Catalyst meeting. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, you should pin it to the top. I can't.
Does anybody know DJ Oberon? Do you think they're a real person?
They're probably here to show something. Let's find out. It might be fun. What up, DJ? DJ, what up?
Yeah. How are you guys? I would like to know about the continue about Milkomeda projects. What the last updates about the projects?
Milkomeda? Man, they have a lot going on. I would suggest going to their Twitter. I'm not fully up to date because I don't use a lot of bridges. But they have a lot of stuff going on. I would say follow their Twitter. Give Sebastian a follow. He tweets a lot of stuff. Check their YouTube. They post a lot out onto their YouTube. That's probably the best resources for finding what they're actually up to.
100% of YouTube. Sebastian does a weekly video updates of all things DC Spark, including Milkomeda. So go to YouTube, DC Spark, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share. Is that what the YouTubers say? Did I do that right, Pete? And then you would get all the updates.
We need to get some YouTube lessons from Pete. Like, do I have to scream like, share, and subscribe, or what do I have to do?
Smash the like button.
Oh,
Pete
smash the like
stuff,
button.
man.
There you go.
Yeah, smash the like button. Pete knows all that. And he's probably listening to me while I was getting all crazy.
Pete gets really mad at me because when I watch his shows, I always post a picture of him and tell him there's somebody watching him, and he calls me creepy.
That is very creepy, Hero.
Well, yeah, that's very creepy. So that's probably why he's calling you creepy, man. Like, you looking in his window too?
He
No,
lives
in Australia, so I definitely am not looking in his window.
Well, he's in Australia, yeah. So difficult. No, but you could put a remote camera there, so that'd be cool. Then you could watch him.
I don't want to watch.
We might just.
Oh, BlockJock, just always taking it too far.
No, not too far. Just enough.
Just
right.
I like to watch his YouTube content. I don't want to.
Oh my word!
Oh
my God!
Man, Pete is throwing thumbs down like crazy. He don't like what you're saying, BlockJock. He definitely took it too far.
Here's the thing. Here's a creepy SaaS product. Okay, what if people had like drones of remote drones just around the world that you can just rent?
Jeez, you just started a new industry. Just now.
You can just be like, I want to rent a drone in San Francisco. And you just open up the app and it can just do the thing you wanted to do.
Put it on blockchain somehow so that way.
Sell an NFT, right? You can reserve it by getting your NFT. You send in your ADA to buy it, and then you get your NFT, and that gives you your time slot that you can use it. Let's do it. Drone service on demand.
Drone
100, as CookThyme would say. Now we just got to figure out real estate and manufacturing and FHA or whatever the license you have to fly stuff.
Later, hold on.
Yeah, my buddy has one of those, so we're good. We're just use his license. He can operate in all 50 states.
I like it. BlockJock, are you done being salty? I'll invite you to be a co-host now.
Absolutely, I'm done being salty. I've got my coffee. I've finally absorbed it into my body, and I feel a little bit better now. It's fucking early here.
It's real early. I don't know how you do it over there.
Hero, this is the riskiest thing you would do all day. Inviting BlockJock to be a co-host.
Hey, I've thought about it. So I've been in Florida when the show was going on, and I had to wait forever. Like I get up early, so 9:30 seems super late to me for a show, but whatever.
Sorry, if you move to the East Coast, we'll move it back to 4 a.m. I guess.
Well, if I move to the East Coast, that means I'm retired, and I'll be sleeping in anyway. So 9:30 would be perfect.
We might move to the East-ish.
Yeah, Lido Nation.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. I'm sick of all this winter nonsense.
So you're gonna go south then?
Yeah, you're gonna go to Florida, right?
Ew. No, I'm not ready to retire.
Listen, man, North Carolina, Lido.
Yeah, what thinking North Carolina?
I've heard Florida is really not for retirees anymore. It's a lot of it has to do with all the storms and everything else that goes along with it. Someone was reporting that the other day, which is interesting.
Look, Epoch decided to show up, everybody. Give Epoch a clap. Everybody clap for Epoch. Yay, Epoch, for making your own show.
I feel like we should play a game of like anybody who can spot Epoch showing up and leaving together, they get to mint an NFT.
Yeah, just with the correct times, though.
Exactly.
So
you got to find the correct
Yeah, but you guys don't give stuff away, actually. I never got my coins for being first in here and retweeting the space.
Oh, shit.
The coin lives in the metadata, Joker. You have to create it. You do a custom transaction. You add your own metadata. You can do this in Typhoon, right?
I'm just curious. Anybody
I'll tell you what,
Joker. The space currently?
Joker, I got these flatties, this flat Mars that are made by the infamous Darth Vader, or Darth Ada, I should say, holds the title for the best interview on Cardano over coffee. First off, because he's an Australian. Second off, because he was so drunk he could barely understand what he was saying.
And third, because he took the call from a urinal. So he was literally peeing into a urinal and then not knowing that he was on a Twitter space being listened to by tons of people because, like, we just made Twitter spaces happen. So, yeah, that was literally the best segment we've ever done.
I have ladders. Let's give one away. I'm going to do a little tweet on Hero Pool and give me a second.
And Frank R., you're scaring
me. Wait a minute. What happened to Joker's ladder?
Just an FYI.
What happened to what, Joker?
Who wrote?
Not me. Move
Not you?
steps
Okay.
to...
I'm just going to say Frank.
I didn't rug. I'm replacing a transformer. Hero started off by saying, "You know what, Joker? I got some of these flatters," and then he was like, "Oh wait, I'm gonna make a tweet."
Send me an address. I'll send you a flat Earth, man. Flat Mars, sorry. But I'm gonna put up a tweet for a giveaway for the show too.
Hey, nice, man.
Nice indeed.
Hey, just while we're in a quiet spot, Mihan Finance, or Mihan Innovations, I should say, the Discord channel has Ask Us Anything.
So it's Mihan Innovations now?
Well, it's been Mihan Innovations Inc. For a bit now. We dropped the finance part, and it for various reasons I don't need to get into. But there is an Ask Us Anything in our Discord. You literally can ask us anything. It doesn't matter what it is, but there are some topics there that Chris Ellis put up for us within Mihan, and you can ask us anything about stablecoin. Army Spies came out with a video today talking about stablecoins. Maybe people have questions after that. I'm not sure, and we might be able to answer them for you. So by all means, I'll pin something up to the top with a link for that. So anyway, Lida, hey, I want to say thank you for you giving us ADA, even though you missed the block. That was, no one's ever done that in all the time I've been in Cardano, so that was pretty cool.
I didn't get the ADA.
Still open, Joker. Go claim it. It's super easy. Ask BlockJock how easy it is. And he's an old man.
It was ridiculously easy. Just went in, went to the delegator spot, click on it, connect your wallet, and then from there, claim. Literally pushed a button, and it was very Web3 experience-y, if that's a word. I'm not sure, but it was really cool, dude. Way to go.
Oh no, I think it's awesome, but at the same time, I was like, it's not Lido's fault he didn't mint a block. It's like I feel like I'm taking ADA out of his pocket by doing that,
So it's kind of sort of my fault, but thanks.
I pinned to the top the flat Martian with the Cardano over coffee apron that you can win by liking, retweeting it, and following the coffee cup. Drawing at the end of the show.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's almost top of the hour. Perfect timing.
We're right there, 6:59. I just tagged over you. I pinned over you. Sorry, bro. So, second one.
So I invited Drew up. We'll see if he takes it. Take it, Drew.
You gotta take it by the horn? Is that what they say in America?
By the horns.
By the horns.
There's two. It's not a unicorn.
Horns.
I
thought it was just one horn. Whoa.
Left and right. You only grab one, you might get the other one. Pointy side first. So you gotta be careful there. Always grab two. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think in life, always grab two.
I think the saying there is use two hands.
Yes, use two hands. At all times, keep your hands on the wheel, no matter what you're doing, no matter what the wheel is, too.
You were right. That was risky bringing BlockJock up here.
I'm in an interesting zone right now. Holidays are not the funnest for me, for whatever reason. It's some melancholy stuff going on. So
for whatever reason,
you have to battle it. I'm not going to get into it, obviously, but you have to battle it a little bit. It's really interesting. I'm sure other people know what I'm talking about, but yeah, holidays are not the favorite for me.
So we do have Drew Aces up here from Cardano Carnival And I got to meet Drew at Rare Bloom, probably with a lot of people. He was also at CNFTCon. What up, Drew?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Can you bring up Rundown Ron down there? He's one of my partners in crime on this project.
Hey, Rundown Ron, why don't you request? Because I don't know where you are.
Push the button.
I found him.
By the way, good morning, everyone.
Nice of you to show up.
Oh, hey, Epoch. Good morning.
Thought I'd pop
Oh,
in
hey.
a
Good
quick
morning.
spell.
I still don't believe that your name is Alonzo. That's just, I don't know.
I know. I got so much crap at work for that. They were like, Alonzo pumping Cardano? Like, what's going on here?
It's all over. Now, right?
I convinced them that I incepted Cardano, and then named it a phase after myself. That seemed more believable.
Drew, I've invited him. I don't know if he's on a computer or what maybe the deal might be.
You must be on a mobile device, my good sir. Android or iOS.
Or have a whole lot of workarounds, which are usually not worth it.
Oh, right.
Definitely not worth it, yeah. But definitely just get the iPhone, man. Just get one to have. Get an older one. You can still sign on. Oh, geez.
Isn't that what Hero did?
I think so.
Someone got an iPhone
That was
specifically for Twitter. Oh, that was you, yeah.
But I was the first one to start that trend, Epoch, because my old iPhone, remember, we got kicked off like every 30 seconds.
Every fucking
iPhone
time.
like 4. And I went and bought the brand new one.
You were using an iPhone 4?
I was.
Hey, BlockJock, send me your old iPhone.
No, I'm going to keep this 12. I'm getting a 13. My daughter hooked me up. She works for AT&T. And so I'm going to keep this one as a second.
Okay, just one last thing.
What, you got like a second phone number?
No. I'm just going to keep it without. It's the SIM card. I'm going to pull the SIM out of this one. Actually, 14.
Hey,
they don't even.
I
use
could
a real
give
SIM
two.
anymore.
Listen, I really give two shits about BlockJock's phone number.
Let's go Cardano Carnival right now.
And we have a guest. So could you please stop being ignorant?
Ignorant. Quit being ignorant.
It's okay. We're 3 minutes late. We'll go ahead and add 3 minutes to the end of the show because we're feeling so gracious today. So you'll get that back.
Who are you to come in late and then tell us what we're going to do?
Wait, I thought we'll get into the guest, guys. What's going on here?
The guest. Don't bring our
Oh, we have a guest. What up, Drew?
There is a guest. What's up, Drew?
This is cracking me up. It's reminding of the live Cardano over coffee at Rare Bloom about 5 weeks ago.
Nice. That was fun. I actually enjoyed the shit out of that.
Them guys were talking amongst themselves, and I couldn't get them to talk on the mic, so there was like these giant... like, you got to talk to the people on the Twitter space too, people.
It's because we were all meeting each other for the first time too, as well. So there was that whole thing. It was a lot of fun.
And everybody showed up right at showtime. Unlike, well, me and BlockJock was there early.
We were there early. Epoch showed up slightly late, I want to say, like usual.
Lido come running in the door time right at the time. Jenny and Cook come meandering in about 5 minutes. They were a little bit early too. Meandering. I like that word. Anyhow, Drew, please tell us, how did you get into Cardano? What is Cardano Carnival? And what is the second drop that you're doing?
I got into Cardano almost 2 years ago now. I got into investing and chart reading with the meme stocks back in January last year. And then me and my buddy... We're fiending to day trade, but you can't do it here in the States more than 3 times a week. So we're like, oh, crypto's open 24/7. Let's screw around there. So we had fun at the tail end of the bull market, and then got our asses handed to us. So that was fun. But yeah, I learned about Cardano, what they were trying to do with Africa and everything, and it's like, yeah, this seems like the way to go. And then I've always been creative and an artist, so once I discovered NFTs and all of that, I realized, I can play around in this sandbox for a heck of a lot cheaper than Ethereum. I sold one NFT on Polygon, and then gas fees were so much I couldn't even get my money off of there. So I was like, all right, well, let's try something a little bit different. But the more I learned about Cardano and how everything was working, I I decided to play in this sandbox, and Cardano Carnival was actually the first project that I did a kind of collaboration with. I had gotten into the space fall of last year, and it's around Halloween time. Always had this affinity for scary clowns, so I came across them and did a little sketch for them. And they're actually the first. They were the reason I joined Discord.
Did you know that you're like ass backwards because most people are afraid of clowns?
Oh yeah. Ass backwards and unorthodox. Describe me and my personality very well. I'm sure those of you that met me at those cons learned that for better or worse, depending on on what state you found me in. But let's see, where was I? You threw me off here.
I apologize.
You're all good. All right, so that sketch, I gave it to them and told them they could do with it what they wanted, and then their artist ended up cleaning it up and turning it into this digital release that we released after their first drop, because they had a drop of PFP Clowns December 17th or 19th. I should know this, but I can't remember. But it was mid-December last year when they did the season 1 drop. So we've timed it. It wasn't intentional, but season 2 is going to drop at the year anniversary. So you know that, we're no rug pull. We're definitely sticking around for the long haul. I was never originally on their team, but they did a little bit of restructuring a few months ago and brought me and Rundown Ron onto the team. So now we're this international group of about 4 or 5 of us. They're the 2 main guys are over in the UK, and then Rundown Ron's up in Canada, and I'm here in the States. If you ran into me at either CNFT-Con or Rare Bloom and got any of that hot sauce, that was made by Ron. He's a Canadian pepper farmer that grew all the peppers himself, and it was purple because it had wild blueberries in it. Actually got to give some to Uncle Charlie. So that was just meant to be a taste of what's to come. We've got 7 seasons loosely planned. This is season 2, and we're just going to kind of take things as they go and evolve the way the markets are going. Season 1 was the standard PFP drop. Now we're in season 2. It's the bear market. Everything sucks, and 8 is cheap. So we're like, you know what? Let's try and make some people happy. Let's lean into carnival games and give people something back a little bit. So with this, it's kind of like a mint to win. It's called Coconut Shy, and think of like one of the carnival games. You throw something and try and knock it over. Well, every one of these that you mint, you're throwing something at it, and you'll know right away whether you won a prize or not. But 1 of 5 of the NFTs, 200 of the 1,000 NFTs will be winners. We've got a whole slew of different projects that we're working with to have things to give away. So, it should be pretty interesting. And just gonna, the hot sauce is just kind of a way of saying, it's just a taste of things to come. We got some wild stuff planned. I see Epoch's got his hand up. What's up?
Whoa! Before he gets his jaw jabbering, I want to tell people about this hot sauce.
Bitch, I was gonna do that, motherfucker.
Go ahead.
Okay, I tried this hot sauce. Let me tell you, it is not your ordinary hot sauce. It is hot, like with 3 or 4 teas. That wild blueberry didn't do shit to calm it down, but it was so tasty. The flavor was wild. So I just wanted to give a shout out to making that hot sauce. It was actually in my pantry, right where I always go for it. So much appreciated that. That was one of my favorite things from Rare Bloom. Just wanted to say that.
Let me give you the real rundown. Just because he's from Texas and he might be Mexican or I don't know, something like that, he doesn't know nothing about no hot sauce. That hot sauce was so fucking hot that it was good, right? It's one of those ones that numb your lips. That's so good and starts to make you sweat a little bit. I suggest that you definitely don't eat it by the teaspoon. You definitely just want to drip it in for flavor. However, amazing taste. I loved it. I still have about a half a bottle, and I'm like savoring it because I don't want to use it.
So good on a burrito?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Okay.
I like taco salads a lot. I don't know why. I just have always liked taco salads. And I put a couple drops in my taco salad and mix it up.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe Apocalypse Scorpion was the name of the pepper that he used for it. Unfortunately, shipping in Canada is just relentless. So it cost quite a bit to get all on bottles shipped over here to the States, but we're trying to figure out a way to coax him into shipping more of the stuff out, because he sent me some other artisanal bottles of just random stuff that he's been toying with, and man, that just stuff is so good. Dude's this Renaissance man. I thought he was just this farmer, but he records music. My PFP here he created, because when he does AI artwork, he's been selling some of them in the auctions for the Cardano Carnival, and he doesn't just do one or two like generations in the AI. He'll generate 50, 75, 100 different images, and then cut little pieces out, and then just spend hours and hours and hours on Photoshop putting it together. I mean, he really takes the artificial intelligence out of it and really puts the art into it.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to see a little less hot sauce, like not quite as hot from him for people that don't like the extremely burning stuff. But I'll tell you what, I go to a lot of like farmers markets, and there's always people that make their own homemade hot sauce. And I don't know that I've ever had anything quite like that before, with the blueberry flavoring. It was just really good. So shout out to Rundown Ron.
Hey guys, I'd like to jump in more, but I keep rugging out. I'm out in the middle of nowhere getting my snow tires put on. So
yeah, if you're in Canada, you definitely need them snow tires for sure. So Drew, tell us about the drop. What's the NFT? What is it? It's an AI. Is it all clowns? Is there anything else mixed in?
Last season was the clowns, but like you said, a lot of people are hesitant about the clowns. So we're we're leaving that back with season one. The PFPs are actually Rundown Ron's PFP is what the coconut game is going to be. We've got a whole slew of collabs with a ton of different projects where either they created some artwork or we did some artwork themed based on theirs to throw into theirs to just kind of cross promote projects. And we're a small team, but we just want to contact a whole lot of these other groups of small teams. We've got some different artists that are throwing their little creative flair in to add a few traits here and there to just add all kinds of creativity and really make this a community-based thing. We want to bring out the creativity and the people that we've inspired, and just give people something fun and interesting to screw around with while we sit here in this bear market waiting for the bottom to approach us. And we've also got something that we're planning in the future is some carnival stalls where people from the community can have the opportunity to show off their own creations in whatever manner that happens to be.
Sorry, Rundown Ron, I had to mute you, sir. I don't know what that was, but it was definitely you.
Do we lose him?
Drew, you still there?
Yep, still here.
Okay, cool. I lost you. Sorry, man. That noise was. I don't know if anybody else could hear it, but it started like staticky in my ear.
And it turned into a pong sound. It was really interesting. From the old Atari days.
When is this drop happening? The season 2 carnivals and all that.
Middle of next month. Should be. I'm trying to find the date here. It's either 17th or 19th. I can never remember. Give me just a second.
17th.
I think Ron said the 17th.
He said the 17th, but I had to remove him. I love you, Rundown Ron, and I love your hot sauce, but I can't take that static. Sorry.
He's next to a nuclear power plant while getting his tires on.
How much are the NFTs?
35 ADA, unless you have one of our many whitelist tokens, and they're 25 ADA. All of our previous, the floating head airdrop collection that we released, as well as the Carnival art collaboration art that came out early last year. It's available on JPEG. Those all count as whitelists, and I believe there's even some collaboration projects we have as well that count as whitelists as well.
And it looks here like you're giving away some cash and NFT prizes. What exactly are you doing here?
Yeah, some prizes will be in ADA, some prizes will be in NFTs. There's art NFTs, there's music NFTs. There's even a dirt bird floating around in there that somebody's going to have a chance to win.
Saw that, and then the bonus raffle. What are you guys doing there?
Dooby.
The raffle was not my area of expertise. I was hoping to have another one of the heads up here on the stage because I've been knee deep in working on another project as well. So yeah, I've been halfway drowning here for the last 2 weeks with artwork and for two whole different projects. So I've been just trying to keep my head above water. But yeah, this
Where can people go to find out, like, if they were interested in a lot of that? Where would they go? Discord?
Yeah, Discord's probably the best place to find information up to the minute. A lot of it's posted at CardanoCarnival.io. But yeah, the Discord is definitely a wealth of information. I am not the master at Discord, which is why I'm sifting through trying to find the information myself. But Discord is not my specialty. I prefer Twitter, so usually I have them handle that. But yes, all the information is definitely there.
You'd want to talk to Lido about Discord. He could help you out quite a bit on that. But
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any questions for anybody in the group or any audience that want to know about Discord? Hit up Lido. I'm just joking. The baseball.
It's Lido's birthday also, so you should send him a happy birthday DM.
Is it a birthday right now for Lido? We got something to do
send him a
with it
DM.
later. Okay. So there's a baseball flying into this
Happy birthday, Lido.
Joe could pipe it in. The baseball. What association is going on with the baseball and the actual NFT? And why is it in there?
Oh, there's all kinds of different things getting thrown at the coconuts in an attempt to knock them over. I mean, there's baseballs, there's skulls, there's a bottle of hot sauce. I believe there's even like hatchets and explosives. Anything to knock that little bastard out of that cup to try and win a prize will be thrown at them.
Okay, I like this even more now.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So just on the raffle, the side raffle thing, that's mostly we have 20% instant winners, and the side raffles will just be for everybody that didn't win in that 20 percentile, I guess. So we'll just have like extra raffles on the side is all that is.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate that.
So, being that it's a carnival, when's the freak show? That's what I need to know about.
I think the freaks might be in the third season. We're still kind of figuring out what the third season will be because with season 2 we've got 3 different games, so want to get through that and then we'll have a better idea of what we're going to do going into season 3. But it's still a while away, so.
Yeah, just the reason I say that is you go to a carnival, what's the thing that you go to see? You go to see the bearded woman or, the freak show. So
The strong man.
My DMs are open if anybody wants a sneak peek to the freak show.
The bearded lady. I like the bearded lady. Come on.
Come on, man. Look at the carnivals back in like the early days, right? That's what it was all about. People wanted to go see that stuff.
I mean, I got some fugly nuggets that you could put on display if that helps.
Yeah, that doesn't. So anything you want to finish up with, Drew? Rundown, Ron? I love your hot sauce.
He's on delay. Would there be an arm spreading out or a third eye on the nugget, Epoch? That's what I'm wondering.
No.
I
don't want to talk about his nuggets, Drew. Rundown.
Come on, BlockJock. Come on. Have some.
Just curious. I was waiting on Drew. Just filling. That's all.
Drew, anything you want to finish up with?
Drew, what coffee are you drinking today?
I'm actually drinking some of the last of my Cardano over coffee that I got at Rare Bloom. I hung on to a little bit for just a special occasion.
Cardano over coffee. It does not suck.
It does not suck. It's pretty good.
And if you're interested in buying some Cardano over coffee, you can purchase it with Dirty Fiat or ADA by clicking on our link tree. I suggest using Dirty Fiat. Don't use ADA.
Come on, Brian. Let's focus on the guest.
Let's focus.
I asked
Come on.
if there was anything that they want to finish up with, and I got silent. So at this point, I'm assuming they're done.
So
do you take stable coins?
Of course.
When does season 7 end?
When
is the end of the road for all these seasons? Because you said we're in season 2 now, and season 2 is bear market time. So is like season 3 bull market, or like, can you lay out like seasons 2 to 7, and like, are we going like when does it end?
Well, given how fast the space moves, we feel it's best, given that we're a small team, to stay agile and just kind of see how things are coming. We're all pretty good at creative problem solving and figuring out ways to solve issues that are bonkers and coming out of nowhere. So I feel like our best objective is to say that yes, we've got things coming, but we will see what's going on at that particular time and assess and just take things as they come.
So then where did the 7 come from? Is that like a magic number, or why 7 seasons then?
That is something that is still information I am not privy to. That is straight from the creators over in the UK, and he hasn't told me yet. So I guess I'll just have to jump across the pond and ask him myself one of these days.
Send Hero. He will get the information for you.
Mm-hmm. Or Dumpling. She'll rip their heart open.
Did you say she'll rip her heart? Jesus.
Well, she's spicy.
Yeah, but she's not a killer.
Oh,
isn't she? Isn't she?
Yeah, don't let it be mistaken. She's a lethal assassin.
You got to be careful.
Oh man,
although she is not intimidating in person, she is a lovely sweetheart.
Are you kidding me?
I agree.
What are you talking about, BlockJock?
Dude, full red dress.
I agree with BlockJock.
Blood of victims.
She loves me. Just an FYI, I got a great hug from her.
Yeah, so did the Charlie's Angels. Did you not watch that series? Did you learn anything? Of course they love you.
She's just drawing me in closer. I get it. Okay, I got it.
I'm clipping that shit and putting it right on YouTube and TikTok.
Hey, so can we get a show of hands for who all is using TikTok? Because apparently Cardano over Coffee has a TikTok. So it's actually getting more views than all our other things. So curious if those are all new young people or if there's any folks here. I don't see any hands coming up. So I'm going to guess that TikTok is
on me, Epoch.
It's
on me. It's on me and my daughter.
You have over 1,000. You have over 1,000
different accounts. Yeah.
I'll raise my daughter's hand. My daughter says she raises her hand. She uses TikTok.
I started a TikTok, but man, that thing is vicious and violent when it comes to just destroying your dopamine receptors. I mean, it is so easy to get lost and just scrolling out 60 seconds of entertainment. Like, no, that is damaging to the brain. That's worse than drugs, man.
So this
you
is
heard it here
on TikTok.
Exactly. I was going to say, it's like a good insight from Cardano over Coffee. TikTok is like drugs. You heard it from Drew. Check out his NFT project, dropping soon.
Listen, I'm gonna be real honest with you. My dad is 67 years old, and every time I walk into the house, the dude's watching TikTok, and I know he's watching these half naked women, and I'm just like rolling. I'm just like, I know what you're up to, old man.
Hero. Okay, this might be too far, but what do you mean, women?
I don't know if you've ever been on TikTok, Lita, but just go look around.
I thought it was all kids.
No, no.
Lido raised his hand, says he used TikTok. Apparently, he was lying.
Well, I don't get women on my feed. Maybe in the algorithm. Yeah, I don't know. Also,
do you have like
NSFW
Wait a
stuff
minute.
doesn't work in my house.
Wait a minute. Do you have parental controls on yourself? That's what I'm wondering right now.
I think it's at the router level. So the whole house has it.
So I want to thank Drew and Rundown Ron. Thanks for coming up and telling us about the Series 2 dropping next month. Check
Hey, Hero,
out.
I'm a 68-year-old man.
Hey, hold on one second, Graybeard. Hold on 1 second. You're right. You're good. Check out Cardano Carnival. Join the Discord. Find out more. I see you guys have some auctions too. So if you're, I always get interested in auctions. So I'm definitely going to check out the auctions that you have going on. And I said yens because I'm from Pittsburgh. Deal with it.
Yeah, that's actually how I learned somebody else is from around this area. Is I saw yens and I was like, that's only a local thing. Nobody else says yens. Like somebody actually asked, they wanted yens for dinner, and somebody from out of state was like, "What's a yens? Is that some kind of like yam or some kind of like other food?" It's like, no, yens is a people.
Like a yam. It's kind of like a yam.
It is kind of like a yam.
Yam 4?
Yeah.
What's up, Wawa?
Well, since you're being so nice to the guest, I just, besides wanting to get Hero's father's number, so 68, I can find out what TikTok channel to watch. But I wanted to ask the guest, in 50 years, what's going to be with your NFTs?
Lido rubbing off on Graybeard.
Definitely.
Partial ownership of Rundown Ron's pepper farm.
Whew. I think he was asking what service are you using? You don't got to drop alpha like that. Are you using?
No, dude. Pepper farm is the correct answer. That is it.
And listen, I'm excited because those fucking hot sauce is good. I'm not bullshitting you people. Like, it's good hot sauce.
What part of Canada does it come out of?
The cold part, I'm not sure. Canada's real big, and I'm not sure where he's at. Somewhere on this eastern part, because I know he's in my time zone, but that's about as specific as I can get. Somewhere that's on the East Coast and probably under about 2 feet of snow. I'm from Central New York State, so I understand all about measuring snow in feet and not inches.
Well, the reason I ask is I'm in Plattsburgh, so if he can get it across the border, I can ship it out for him.
Oh, hot sauce smugglers. I like the sound of that.
I can get my hands on it now because it's worth more. It's on the black market, folks.
We can do that. We can cross the border. I can meet him in Montreal, and we can sneak it across the border, and I can ship it out to you guys in exchange for some Cardano coffee.
Does this
there you go. It's a great deal.
Wawa, are you going to operate a boat in this maneuver? Will there be like a boating part? Because that seems like that's what all the best black market smugglers are doing, right? You have to like drive somewhere in a boat.
They don't use a burrow, Epoch? Well, okay, boat.
I don't know. I'm not an expert. I just always thought you want to be near water for a quick getaway.
Boats, tunnels, and drones.
Well, they use subs now, so
I'm on Lake Champlain, so we could boat it down through the Hudson to New York City, and then go down to the intercoastal. I can get it.
I know a guy with a boat. I'm just saying.
Well, if you want to rent a drone, Joker and I are starting a drone rental services in all 50 states.
Okay, can we do something real quick and stop talking
about this? I have one question.
No, this is fine. I'm right on for the future seasons of the carnival. We got drones, we got smuggling operations. I dig it. We're going underground carnival mafia style with this season 4.
Mr. Mafia, I just looked at your profile, and it looks like you have a newsletter on your Twitter page. Can you explain what's up with that?
Yeah, that was recently I found out actually how to attach that newsletter to it. So I threw it on there, and it's just random philosophical musings.
So is it something that you're putting out there, or is it your friends, or just curious kind of who's making that content?
That newsletter is me personally. I have a perchant for Stoic philosophy. I was actually co-hosting a Stoic philosophy space earlier before I hopped into here. We do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, and looking to expand that weekly. But yeah, my mind never shuts off. I'm always overthinking, so I've just got to find different places to put my ideas out there.
All right, thank you. That was my last question.
With that being said, I want to thank Drew and everybody for coming from the Cardano Carnival. I put out a notice yesterday. That notice was that I will pay you half of anything that I have on Celsius Network if you can get it off of Celsius Network for me. So that's my challenge to you, is get my funds off of Celsius Network. And since you're going to do that, you might as well get your funds off of your exchange just in case they go down or go insolvent. So get your funds off an exchange, because you can't participate. I can't even speak. Participate in DeFi, which is like right around the corner. You got all this gaming and tokens out there. Get your funds off an exchange. Stake at the Lido Nation. He does a lot of amazing shit for the Cardano community. He's also a hospital, so you get them free sweet zeros in your wallet. We have a second guest coming up, and if I remove you from speaker, do not feel like I'm kicking you out, because they have a bunch of people with them. So I need to kind of make room.
I'm jumping down. You don't kick me out.
Oh, I already kicked you, sir. So too late, sir.
Hey, Quasar, your Discord link in Mihan was not working. Just FYI.
Pete, are you the head of this show?
Might have been Freelovers, sorry.
I thought you were the head of this show.
No, Steven. Definitely not me, sir.
I Steven's here.
I'm a little bit shocked at how many more blue ticks there are now that the rules have changed. It's really interesting to see.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, they took it. Can't believe they took it away already.
Steven, we're all special now.
I've been special since the day I was born. My mom told me so, BlockJock.
Me too.
You've
My mom's same. So
you've got a very kind mother. I wish mine said the same.
I think she was lying to me, Steve.
She's being tough on you, man. It's called tough love, Steve. You know, it is what it is.
So, Blueshift, new index coming out. Whew. What's going on, Pete? Tell me. Fill me in.
It's actually launched. You have to excuse my cough. Had COVID last week.
I will consider it.
Thank you. Had COVID last week. Was fine until the weekend, so the summit was good. And now the cough has just kicked in. And this will last me for like months. And I really, really hate this cough I get. Anyway, with that out of the way.
Feel for you.
Oh, boy.
Man, can I just talk to Steven? Because you sound like you're dying.
I'm fine. I'm alive. Steven's heard this coughing fit as well. It's like it's oh god, it's terrible.
I've had
anyway. Let's get to the point
now.
Yeah. So we've actually launched the Cardano index. So if you go to the website, if you go to blueshift.fi, click on app, you can actually see the index there. And we managed to get after I don't know how many months of work. We got VYVI Finance on there, we got NMKR, and we got Cornucopias as part of the initial index tokens for that particular portfolio. And that portfolio is there to act as a performance indicator for the Cardano ecosystem. But also, we want to create that cross-chain interoperability and exposure for these projects, that for those projects that are part of that index as well. So for those that don't know, Blueshift has also launched on Algorand. So we're getting exposure on the Algorand side of things. We're launching on Carver, on testnet Carver yesterday. So we should be able to launch on Carver next week. And then we're also building the Blues chain, which will act as the layer of interoperability between everything and allow people to do crazy swaps and whatnot. So that's the general overall picture and everything, where everything is at the moment. And Stephen, you were about to say something?
I was going to say similar to what you just said, but then you saved yourself from coughing and did it for me. So thank you.
Wait. I don't know what Blueshift is. Somebody's told me, but what
Man,
is
I
it?
just
He just
put a tweet at the top from Pete's timeline. Figure that's okay, Pete. But it says right there, for Blueshift, portfolio DEX built on Milkometa. It's got a little screenshot. Would love to learn more about that.
Yeah, I can guess I'll back it up a little bit, but we also have Zena, the marketing director, on the call here as well, and also Igor Stretkov, the CTO, which would be the most ideal person to talk about the tech and everything that is built around it. But like as that tweet said, it is a decentralized exchange, but built from a portfolio base. So if you're used to DeFi protocols like Bancor or something, it uses collections of tokens as opposed to trading pairs. So when you're providing liquidity to the DEX, you provide it into a portfolio, a group, and you can provide liquidity with just one single token. So on some other DEXs, you have to provide a trading pair, you have to provide ADA and the other token. In this case, you can just provide one. So if you only have the one, you don't need to sell the other, so it's a little bit more efficient that way.
Can I provide a little caveat to that, Pete? Just because it does worry me a little bit just saying it outright like that. If you provide just the single token, you are reducing the price of that token on the DEX, incentivizing people to purchase it and then arbitrage it on the Cardano chain, because you're adjusting the ratio of all the tokens by adding just one. So just be aware of that. If you're going to the DEX and you're providing just, for example, VYVI, that will inherently reduce the value of VYVI on the Blueshift DEX.
Yeah, when you're playing around with the DEX and providing liquidity, there's little indicators and markers on there, the ratios of the what the tokens are trying to aim for. And if you're providing liquidity and it is above that ratio, then it will impact the price, it will impact your price as well, and vice versa. Igor, did you want to add anything there?
Yeah, hello. I just wanted to say something about Blueshift portfolios, which are not similar to, for example, balancer pools that are looking similar, but they have very different mechanics underneath. So Blueshift portfolios do not make swaps in the whole portfolio. And when you add single token liquidity or arbitrary token liquidity, it is not always means that you make any internal swaps, because swaps in Blueshift are done in virtual pairs. So when there is a swap, then Blueshift takes liquidity from a portfolio, forms a pair on the fly, and makes swap there, and then return liquidity to the portfolio and store the prices in internal price oracles. So changing amounts of tokens is not necessarily changing prices in Blueshift, which is the main or the first difference that we have here.
You mentioned this internal oracle. I'm wondering, are you also using other oracles to, as a backup for your internal, or what happens if your internal oracle has an issue? Will that bring down your system?
Yeah, internal oracle is not like a service that can make a failure or something. It is built-in part of our smart contracts. So internal oracles are always live and they always act as needed. So we do not need external oracles. Our internal oracles are not the same oracles as Chainlink, for example. We call them oracles because they provide prices for Blueshift pairs, for Blueshift swaps, and Blueshift portfolios. But actually, they are stores of prices, and also they calculate exponential moving averages of the prices. But the only way how prices can be changed is by using swaps on Blueshift. So we do not rely on any price feeds. We only rely on the prices stored within the protocol, and these prices can be only changed by swaps or arbitrage. That's why Blueshift internal oracles are always live and cannot make any failure.
One more question, then we can go to Pyro. You talked about virtual pairs. Can you talk just a little bit about what that means to create a virtual pair? How short-lived is that? Is that virtual pair around for a long time, or is it more instantaneous?
Only for one transaction. So when a swap transaction, for example, is performed, we take a portfolio, we take 2 tokens from this portfolio and available amounts of these tokens, and make this virtual pair within this one transaction. Then the swap operation is done, and then before the transaction is ended, the amounts are returned to the portfolio. So it is only live within one transaction.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you. I just want to also say thanks for bringing a full team up here. It's really great to be able to talk to the CEO, CTO, and multiple leaders at once. So good on y'all for showing up with the crew. Pyro?
In 2018, I used to buy like there was this shady app that bought like a basket of cryptos, and I know that's not necessarily what that's not what you guys are doing. But is it that I buy the Blueshift token? I've seen you guys on the Milkomeda DEX, but is it that I buy the Blueshift token and then I'm just providing liquidity for the DEX, or am I buying a basket of tokens across different platforms? Sorry,
If I understood the question right, you do not necessarily need Blues to invest into Blueshift portfolios. Every portfolio has several tokens that it consists of, and in some portfolios there is Blues. There are portfolios without Blues also, and every token in a portfolio has its target weight and the actual share of this token in the portfolio that it is currently. So when you see a portfolio and when a current share is below the target, then you can add this exact token without any losses or internal swaps. But of course, it is always possible to add the whole basket of tokens in their proportions to a portfolio, and this will also be done without any losses. But usually there are opportunities to add certain tokens without other tokens and without any price impact.
Appreciate that. I have one. One of the big things that is always there to these things is bridges. Which bridges are you guys using?
Yeah, on Milkomeda C1 and Day 1, where the Blueshift protocol is currently live, there are several bridges available. What we have partners with are multi-chain and seller bridges. And usually in our portfolios on both chains, there are tokens bridged by these 2 bridges. Yeah, but speaking about our cross-chain plan that I think we will discuss in more details later, the idea is that in the next generation of Blueshift portfolios, we even will not need bridges at all, because we will introduce so-called cross-chain portfolios or aggregated cross-chain liquidity. So there will be portfolios that are consistently live on several blockchains at once. And users can add tokens or add liquidity on any chain that is supported. And all this liquidity will be aggregated in this cross-chain portfolio consistently. And then there will be possibility of cross-chain swaps from one chain to another chain that is connected to Blueshift and without bridging, because our swaps will be done between native tokens on all the chains using our cross-chain protocol based on Blues chain that we are building now.
Awesome. Can we talk a little bit about the Cardano? Steven, I'm sorry, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've just got one quick question about that cross-chain. in the circumstance that, let's say, you're going to do a cross-chain swap between Algo and Cardano, and the majority of the Algo liquidity is held on Algo chain, and you're doing the swap on the Cardano chain, and you want to receive that on the Cardano chain, is that possible? Would that smart contract itself be managing that bridging? Because that Algo would essentially need to come off of the Algo chain at some point to be offered on the Cardano chain.
Yeah, the main thing here is that actually what will be possible is indeed to swap some Algo to some ADA. But what is good about our cross-chain protocol is that you do not need to have Algo on Cardano for this. You can take Algo in Algorand and make cross-chain swap to ADA and release ADA on Cardano. All this is handled by our cross-chain protocol and our cross-chain portfolios because they have Algo on Algorand and ADA on Cardano. And all this liquidity is aggregated in cross-chain swaps.
But where's it being aggregated to?
It is virtually aggregated in our cross-chain portfolio, which is stored on Blues chain, which is our own chain based on top of Cosmos SDK. But actual liquidity stays where it is. So Algo liquidity stays in Algorand and ADA liquidity stays in Cardano. We do not need to bridge or move liquidity itself, but we allow swaps from one chain to another chain.
So does that mean you're creating, sorry about all these questions, very last one, and then I'll talk to him in an ex parte. Does that mean you would be creating a synthetic token to be able to receive that Algorand on Cardano?
No, we do not need this. We only need liquidity to be provided on all these source and target chains, and it will stay there. Our cross-chain protocol takes account of all the liquidity that is available on all chains and is able to make swaps, getting liquidity in one chain and releasing liquidity on other chain without bridging liquidity between chains.
I have a lot of questions, but I'll ask you those questions in the next parte.
Okay.
So here I got one. So you've got stablecoins listed in here, but it's a multi-USDC, multi-WBTC, or multi-BUSD, sorry. So I'm curious, this is a wrap product, correct? And if so, I mean, it kind of reminds me of something else that was wrapped for a minute. And so it doesn't make me feel good when I look at this stuff. So
that's the way the cross-chain works right now. That's the way that it works, BlockJock. They're using Stellar and they're using Multi. That's why I asked them who they were using to bridge the assets. So what you want to do is you want to look into those two companies and see what the risk assumptions are to determine if you feel that they're safe. I've used both Multi and Stellar in the past to bridge assets. But again, you need to take into your thought process what your risk appetite is.
Got it. Thanks, man.
So can we talk about the Cardano index, the tokens that are involved, why those tokens? You said NMKR, VYVI, and Cornucopias. And did I miss one?
Sure, I can take this question. Hi, I'm Sena, lead marketing director here at Blueshift. And let me tell you something about the Cardano index. Our initial idea was to create the portfolio of Cardano's best projects, and we first wanted to validate the need for such portfolio with the broader Cardano community. And somewhere in summer, we've launched quite a big campaign where we basically asked, without offering no rewards, no airdrops, nothing, just like, guys, what are your favorite projects? You know, there are plenty of posts like this on Twitter, but we've asked specifically for a purpose of creating the Cardano native portfolio. And we asked people to leave their favorite projects in comments, support the ones that had already been mentioned, and basically help us choose the perfect CNT portfolio. And guys, this was a big success. We got over a series of posts related to this campaign, 500,000 impressions, 100,000 of video views, almost 5,000 likes, over 1,000 retweets and about 1,000 comments, where people really gave us a good overview of what do they like, what do they not like. And this high level of engagement validated the need that the Cardano community does want to have its own index for the internal community to see what are the best projects, right? But also for the external communities, external blockchains, and even external people outside of crypto to have easy access to see what are the first projects to look at when accessing ecosystem. So we got over 50 different projects after the initial phase to be analyzed. And then we conducted qualitative and quantitative research to really see what do these projects represent. And we looked at their project types, launch types, exchanges. We read their roadmaps. We looked whether they're following their roadmaps. We looked at the team, whether it's doxed. We looked at use cases, and we analyzed socials. We looked at the engagements across all the platforms. We checked white paper, and we checked whether it's tracked on like CoinGecko and stuff like that. So qualitatively, we've made our assessment. We also looked quantitatively. It was important for us to include in the portfolio or invite to join the portfolio established projects, the ones that would have sufficient amount of liquidity staked elsewhere, the ones that would have sufficient trading volume, the ones that would have market capitalization under circulation of a particular value, right? So we looked at all these parameters. We also served Twitter space looking for what do key opinion leaders say or have ever mentioned about the space and about the promising projects. We spoke about to a bunch of industry leaders until we were able to actually narrow down the list of suggested by the community projects to a list of top 20 projects, which we then called as these are the projects that were the most supported by the community, and those were the projects that we've invited to a conversation to see whether our vision also matches towards the cross-chain deployment, right? Towards the whole portfolio approach. And here we are today, proudly presenting the composition as it is with Cornucopias and Maker, by Finance, Blueshift, and we are open to have more Cardano projects on board within this index.
BlockJock, go ahead.
So one thing having to do with the audit from CertiK. So you have 4 major issues. 3 of them have been acknowledged. Only 1 has been resolved, having to do with centralization. Can you speak on that a little bit, having to do with the audit of the smart contracts?
Yeah, I can take this. So indeed, there were several issues. Most of actually issues that were found by CertiK were fixed by our team, and the issues that are still left as not resolved, actually they are not like vulnerabilities or bugs in our smart contracts. It's not like this. These issues were classified as decentralization issues because we started our protocol this April, and for the sake of rapidly changing the smart contracts, for adding new features, for deploying new versions of the protocol, we left some part of governance of the protocol itself to the protocol owner, to our multi-sig wallet of several team members of from our side. But this is like a temporary solution, and that's what we actually described to CertiK, and that is currently available in the final report. So in the upcoming several months, we will introduce full-scale decentralized governance, where all the control of the protocol and its upgrades and all its parameters will be handled to our Blueshift DAO, which will be done by Blues token holders. So all these features will be resolved over time. They are not bugs or vulnerabilities. They are just intermediate process in moving from a launched solution to a fully decentralized product.
Okay, and I had one follow-up before the guys go. As far as Cardano, why Cardano, and then when can I connect my Cardano wallet? Right now, currently, I have to use Macomodo or Bridge.
Well, that's what they do. That's what it's going to be with BlockJock.
It won't be ever to where I can connect a Cardano native wallet to it, correct?
Yeah, actually, you already can connect your Cardano native wallet to our application in our bridge part. But what we are planning to do when we launch our cross-chain solution, we will be able to launch so-called lightweight portfolio smart contracts on different target chains. And these will not be only Ethereum virtual machine compatible chains like it is now. We will be able to make lightweight portfolios for Cardano, for Algorand native, and so on. And then you will see how you can swap directly from your Cardano native wallet.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, BlockJock. Me, Lido, go ahead. You were first.
Well, it's a quick one. Where did Husky fall in the consideration of those projects?
Husky was definitely the one heavily supported by the community on the phase of engagement. However, it did not end up in a short list of projects that we wanted to invite for conversation for joining the project. However, we massively enjoyed interacting with the team, interacting with the Husky community, and we as a part of this, well, we didn't invite them because it didn't pass our validation criteria for those criteria that I've mentioned to you earlier. But what we had actually done during this campaign is for all the 20 projects that we found high promising in the space, plus Husky, we wrote dedicated posts about them. So we told our community about these projects, which all of these videos got thousands of views as well, because there was a lot of retweets and support from the projects. And we appreciated this experience of letting our community know more about all the other projects. Some of them were competing, some of them didn't pass the validation criteria as it turned out in the end. And Husky, as a matter of fact, was the first project that we highlighted, and the video immediately got over 10,000 views, like in a matter of days.
Wow,
so thank you.
I have to watch that. I'm surprised Husky didn't make the short list. But thanks.
Well, I'm glad that Husky didn't make the short list, because it's going to zero, and why would I want that in my portfolio? So thank you for not putting them on there and giving them utility. Husky to zero. My next question is actually for Josh down there from Cornucopias. What benefits do you see for this for your project, and also to Stephen after Josh?
Sure. Thanks for having us on. It's good to be here with some really cool projects. I think it's my first on Cardano over coffee. At least I'm pretty sure. I've done a lot of spaces at this point, but it's good to be on here with Stephen from VYVI and everybody else that's in. I think NMKR here as well. And Zena, thanks for all the marketing you've been doing. We are most excited about the potential for discovery from other chains. So we're not a project that wants to be solely, we're building on Cardano, but we want to pull people over into our community from various blockchains. And so we want visibility to other chains. That's a part of our initial strategy to expand and grow and really develop a larger crypto-based community. And, in the same vein, we're building a game that's a high-quality AAA game that we want to be eventually competing in the traditional gaming space as well. So it's just a growth strategy for us and a utility as well for our the people that are in our community. And so we're thankful to be included in the index. You guys are doing a great job. I've read some of your white paper. I haven't finished it yet, but from what I'm understanding of what you're doing, which, by the way, it's a very complicated white paper, and I'm not a financial wizard by any means, but it looks like you guys are. From what I do take away from it, I really like the approach that you're taking with the reserves and liquidity and what you're doing at Blueshift. And I like that you're considerate of the security and the idea to kind of eliminate the need for bridges there in the future, but still have that cross-chain interoperability. So I think I answered your question. We just really want to be more visible to other chains and expand our reach.
Absolutely. And just, I don't think that you've been here before, Josh. I don't think Cornucopius has been here. We are the longest running daily Twitter space on Cardano. Been here for over a year, almost a year and a half now, doing this daily, Monday through Friday. So come join us.
Dude, that's great. Jeff. And I love what you guys are doing. I've been able to see a little bit here and there. And I love what you're doing. So thanks for doing it. And thanks for having me up.
Yeah, I would love to have you guys specifically come talk about Cornucopia sometime. So please do that. Steven,
happy to.
What do you see as the advantages for you, sir?
For ourselves, it falls under a few different banners, right? Of course, there is everything that Josh just said, which is very important, I think, for any project in this space, and part of the aim of what we're trying to do, particularly at this moment in the market. Getting visibility across other chains is super important. But for us as well, we're going to be a liquidity aggregator, right? And we don't want to be a liquidity aggregator that only aggregates liquidity on Cardano. We want to base our project in Cardano, of course, but we want to have the capacity of allowing both our users the advantages of liquidity mining and liquidity farming that comes from across other chains as well. So for us, this is a first step into accessing a new blockchain, Milkometer, and through Blueshift, we'll also be able to get Algo. I forgot the other one that they mentioned that they're just starting on testnet. Kava, thank you, Kava. It's the same name as the drink that they have in Vanuatu and in the Pacific Islands that make you drunk. I should remember that. And it really is a sort of a stepping stone towards being able to interact with these blockchains and, ideally, once our auto harvester is running, to be able to access these fields of liquidity so that we can provide more utility for those on the Cardano chain. So it really is a great stepping stone towards that, which is why we were so excited to take part. It has been a lot of work. Me and Zena have been working fairly closely for the last 2-3 months, talking with a lot of projects and sort of doing quite a bit of stuff regarding this and getting it together. And now that we've gotten here, it's something that I'm very proud of, both for Blueshift and for ourselves, for Cornucopius and for NMKR to be the first projects that are taking this leap in a dual token pool, essentially. This is the first time that Cardano projects are in joint liquidity pools. So it's also going to be really exciting to see how it behaves, and going into the future to see the farming opportunities that come down the line after this has become a bit more established and we see more and more projects start to see that utility.
Thank you, AI. And then I have another question, and then we'll let you off the hot seat because I want to be respectful of everybody's time.
I just wanted to say GM to everybody. GM. Blueshift, I'm really excited. A little leery about bridges, but I'm experimental, so look forward to that. I missed the criteria for token selection. It seems a bit strange, but nonetheless, I can't argue with. I think all of them are doing a lot building here on the blockchain, so pretty solid selection. I just missed the criteria. What's up, Steve from VYVI? What's up, Pete? Hope you guys enjoyed the summit. Everybody was in attendance. And I just wanted to say this is the OG space, man. I retweeted it yesterday so that no one forgets. This is where it all starts. This is where we all convened and got to share our thoughts and be educated and informed. And yep, a little over a year, man. So huge shout out to the gang for continuing to put on for the Cardano blockchain. It is DeFi season. It's one of my favorite seasons in crypto. I've been waiting a long time for it to become established here on Cardano, and it looks like we're making good progress. So shout out to everyone in the building that's building, and everyone that's in the building participating. GM.
Thanks, AI. Always good to hear from you, friend. So I have one question. I'm not sure, Zena or Igor, which one of you may want to take it, but it's actually a two-part question. The first part is, what kind of activity are you seeing on the Blueshift platform? And then second, if there is a bridge hack, right? Because that's everybody's concerns. At least I hope it is, because I think that's the biggest risk you usually take when bridging assets. Do you have a plan? And if so, what is that plan?
Igor, I think you can start with the technical part, and I can talk more about other marketing activities.
Yeah, I can take the second part, I think. So, bridges raised some concerns later, several time ago, but of course, we choose the best bridges we can. But actually, we already survived one bridge problem here on Milcomida, that was Nomad, and we had a portfolio from Nomad tokens. And fortunately, this problem caused very little impact on Blueshift users, or almost no impact. Only holders of Nomad tokens, of course, lost their funds, but not other people. Other portfolios were not somehow affected by this problem. That's because portfolios in Blueshift are isolated, and also there are built-in automatic security mechanisms inside our portfolios. For example, if one of the tokens in the portfolio starts falling in price very rapidly, then our internal price oracles, based on calculation of the exponential moving average, automatically reduces the amount of reserves of that token that is available for swaps. So price slippage for these dangerous tokens rises, and the impact on the other part of portfolio is minimized. So in general, we rely on our automatic mechanisms that will make the impact of probable problems with the wrapped tokens to minimum. But of course, if there are some problems, we will take some immediate governance actions like disabling these tokens or these portfolios and so on. But automatic solution will work immediately without our interference.
Thanks.
And from the activities on Blueshift, oh, I hear myself. Okay, thanks. So I would say that we are also trying to work towards solving three key issues that we see in the space. Is the issues related to security, to interoperability, and to education or lack of education. So what we are trying to do is, of course, like any project wants to create a great noise around them, but we believe that the messages that you send should be reflected by the product and the true value that you create. Through that, we are building the trust, and we're educating our community on this new innovation that we are bringing. And from that point of view, we are trying to touch as experienced users as well as the newcomers in the space. So, for example, by expanding to the other chains, we are participating in a lot of activities related to the now Kava, before algorithm deployment, AMAs, interviews, videos, influencers, something like this, to really explain the core of our technology, to explain to experienced users what this is all about. And for people that are still learning about the space, Pete and myself, we're working on creating educational content that would be explaining a bit more of the basics and the journey from start to the most innovative solutions. And finally, together with Ernst Young, we are producing a podcast that is suitable for both newcomers to the space and industry veterans, where the head of emerging technologies from Ernst Young is talking together with Pete from Blueshift. They talk about all the key news that happen in crypto, and they give their unique commentary. So it's not just the collection of news and go figure what it all means, but actually give their unique commentary. So that stuff all can be found on Spotify. It's called Late Night DeFi, and this is how we tackle the educational component. And as for security and interoperability, as Igor had mentioned, the potential of the cross-chain protocol, and that's pretty much the reason why we are having this index taken in place, is how we are is our answer towards this whole Web3 promise of connecting the disconnecting bits.
Steven, sir.
Thank you so much. Igor, I think I want to have another meeting with you because these questions might be getting super technical, and I would like to forgive myself in advance. But you mentioned that you had the escape maneuver if there was to be a bridge hack in terms of price protection. Two things. First is the pricing model that you're using on your DEX isn't an exponential pricing model. How many sigmas away from the EMA does it have to move until you initiate that new pricing model and start refraining liquidity from being put out from the DEX?
Yeah.
What are the
actually?
Real quick, can you comment on the number of units on the EMA as well while you're answering?
Yeah, actually, it is not like an one-time action that should be triggered to start protection. The protection is always there because our reserve model calculates the available reserves for swaps depending on the difference between the current price and the exponential moving average. So when this difference grows, then the reserves available for swaps gets lower. And when it gets less, then the reserves gets more. So the protection is always there. It should not be triggered. It will automatically start protecting portfolios if the price starts going down, for example.
So what's the impact on that for larger traders that want to be doing larger movements? Does that mean that they're not going to be able to conduct larger trades as a result of slippage being initiated once you hit, let's say, 3 sigmas away from the EMA?
They will be able, and because this large trade will not be affected by this algorithm, because the price will change after this trade. So the trade will be done without any problems. Then after price is changed, the reserves will get lower, and actually it is good for portfolio because arbitrage will be easier in terms that it will require less amounts. So in general, the losses or even profit, there will be no losses for liquidity providers, or they even can get profit from this. So the answer is that for large trades, it is not a problem.
Absolutely. And again, I apologize for the technicality of those trades. We've spoken quite a few times, Igor, but I actually didn't know about that protective mechanism. So that interests me from a DEX design perspective. Thanks.
So I just want to ask Igor and everybody, do you still have time for one more question?
Yes, okay, for me.
Okay. We're 14 minutes over. Pyro, go ahead, ask your question. Wrap this up.
So I only participate on 2 chains, but I'm not a crazy trader or anything. But what is the benefits? Since you guys are kind of a multi-platform company, I figured you guys had a good ethos on why. But what are the benefits of going to a different chain, like the Cosmos chain, Algorand chain, besides just having more liquidity between them? I know obviously that's DeFi and that's just what it is, but what's your philosophy of why in multiple chains?
Well, from my perspective, the more chains we have, the more we have exposure to liquidity and users and so on. So in general, I think it's always good for every protocol to support more chains. But we understood also that just going multi-chain may be not so profitable and not so a winning solution, because we just have several separated parts of our protocol that do not coordinate with each other and so on. That's why we are going not multi-chain but cross-chain. We are not just launching on several chains. We will then aggregate all the liquidity that we will have on that chains in one consistent protocol. That's our vision and that's our goal.
I just wanted to also answer that question. With respect to part of the philosophy as to why multi-chain is really utile, we had a meeting at the Lausanne conference with the DeFi Alliance, and in this meeting, we were actually discussing the issue of DeFi protocols on Cardano and the capacity to access liquidity. In these, one of the biggest shared challenges that we have, particularly at the moment in the bear market, is being able to develop enough of a liquidity that we're able to, so let's say, so to speak, lift the boat on all of the DeFi protocols, right? Because we all can take advantage from there being increased liquidity in the Cardano ecosystem overall. By allowing cross-chain interoperability, it gives us another source to be able to access increased liquidity across all DeFi protocols. And not just DeFi. Gaming protocols can take advantage of this. NFT protocols can take advantage of this. Anyone who is in need of some kind of liquidity for whatever reason would be able to take advantage of that increased accessibility as a result of increased interoperability.
Pete, sir.
My final take on it all is like eventually one point in time, I don't know when, we'll be using a platform, a game, maybe Cornucopias, and it will be interacting with multiple different chains, Blueshift, Cardano, whatever it is, and we won't know it as a user. And eventually we'll get to that time and space when we'll be using blockchain or in general, and we're not thinking about what chain it's powered by or where it is. And we've removed these barriers and silos that we have between the different chains that we operate on. Of course, we'll always have a favorite and our love for Cardano in general, but at one point in time, 10, 20 years down the path, we won't be thinking about what chain it's on. It's just all interoperable. We're all swapping. We're all interacting with different chains. Maybe one day we'll reach that beautiful world.
I want to correct Pete. It'll all be running on Cardano. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Who knows? It might be.
Josh, anything you want to finish up with?
No, just very insightful conversation. It's great to learn more about, what you guys are doing at Blueshift. And again, thanks for having us on Cardano over coffee. Love to join you guys again in the future and talk about what we're doing. But agreeing with what Stephen was saying about the struggles of the bear market and where we need to be kind of uplifting and enabling others to, just the mindset of getting out here and creating interoperability in this space right now is important overall, that sentiment. And anything we can do additionally to make people more aware of what's happening in Cardano, because we need to see liquidity shift in our direction over here as well, because the platform is really coming into its own at this point, and you're starting to see real projects like VYVI and what they're doing over there, and Cornucopias and Maker, like everything that's going on. The ecosystem needs to be more aware of the shift that's occurring towards a chain that's been neglected for so long in terms of the public view of what Cardano is doing. So it's great to be on here. Thanks for having me. And good luck to you guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you so much for having me as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'd love to come on and have a chat again in the future. You guys are one of the mainstays of Cardano, and we thank you so much for all the work that you've done and all the time that you've put into building this community.
I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Zena, anything you want to finish up with?
Sure. thanks everyone for being here, inviting and making it, as well as the audience. What I would like to say in the end is, just like the aggregate liquidity notion will be improving trading experience from the DEX side of our product, we also improving the asset management side, right, by introducing new portfolios. And having a set of ecosystem-specific portfolios, such as Cardano Index, has benefits, in my point of view, for users, for projects, for investors, and also for users from the other chains, in such a way that for investors, for example, the index LP token can represent a Cardano ecosystem performance indicator. For users on Cardano, for Cardano investors, they can get exposure to the other chains. For projects listed on this portfolio, they definitely get exposure to the other chains, and they promote themselves as one of the key Cardano projects in the eyes of external users that could then be a source of extra liquidity coming their way. And just the overall idea of that index is kind of our multi-level approach on how we want to help Cardano. And because this is the home base for this index, and this is the first such index that is ever created in any space, there is nothing like that. And I'm really pleased with that. The first one is taking place specifically on Cardano and is designed to help Cardano get as much cross-chain exposure as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody coming out. Make sure that you check out Blueshift. Make sure you check out the Cardano Index. Being somebody who's always been dabbling in DeFi and that type of thing, I'll be checking it out. But I have a very high, or I should say low risk appetite for cross-chain right now. And I think that might be the biggest challenge that I think cross-chain platforms see at the current time, just with all the things with bridges. But I'm definitely going to try it out, and I appreciate coming and giving us the information. And if you came in late and you missed what we talked about, this will be posted on YouTube later today, and also the recording will be available on Twitter for 30 days. So make sure you give us a follow. Pete, I'll be watching you, just so that you know.
We'll have that camera set up outside your window here shortly. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the creepiness. Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome, my friend.
Hey, man. Come on. We love you.
Lido, my friend Lido does a bunch of work in Catalyst, and he also does a bunch of Cardano educational material. And he does this little thing called the Lido Minute. You should stick around for it because he's about to tell you some very interesting information.
So interesting. This is your Lido Minute on Cardano over coffee. This week in Catalyst. Project Catalyst, as you may have known by now, a way to get funding to build projects on Cardano. Actually was part of the funding for another thing that launched recently this week over at Indigo Labs. Project Catalyst helped them in the beginnings. Have been on pause for the next fund, Fund 10. There's been more information on that now. The next town hall, the weekly Wednesday meetings, that's going to resume on November 30th, and then it will take a break again during Christmas. And then Fund 10 is scheduled to kick off mid-February or mid-Q1 of next year with a bunch of new changes. So definitely come to the town hall on November 30th to see what's all the changes that will be coming in Fund 10. If you want to get Catalyst in your inbox, look up Daniel Rebar, and in his PFP, you can subscribe to a weekly email, and you will get all the Catalyst news. It goes out every Friday. My name is Darlington, your favorite co-dreamer at Lido Nation, where we provide blockchain education in plain English, Kiswahili, and Espanol. We also are in your favorite podcast app with the Lido Minute podcast, where you can learn one thing in 2 to 3 minutes. As you can tell, the Lido Minute is not an actual minute. So there's that. That's your Lido Minute.
We need to get the Lido minute under a minute so I can put it on TikTok. So let's work on that.
That should be funny. I'm excited for having Blueshift. We haven't written a lot on specific DeFi products and stuff like that.
So you're
Partly
telling me
because we tend to.
that there's a Blueshift article coming out from Lido Nation? Is that what you're telling me now?
This whole portfolio idea on blockchain is definitely interesting, and just bridging. We haven't really covered bridging. We've been starting with the 99%, the normal humans, and so we haven't gotten into the deeper stuff yet. And but
more of that basic education, right?
Right.
It is an interesting idea compared to pairs, So, and as Steven said, as you drop into that pool, in essence, or farm, you are basically diminishing slightly as you do that, So it's different than what's out there currently. But at the same time, my issue as an end user, and I think of myself really just mostly as an end user, is that if I cannot use my Cardano wallet and I'm on the site now, I cannot actually connect any one of my wallets that I currently have. Even though in the explanation within Blueshift there is a way to do that, and it shows in the UI UX that there's an explanation for that, it doesn't come up for me, and I'm not sure why. So it might be just
probably because you're old, BlockJock.
Yeah, that might be part of it too. But
I was able to connect my Macomida wallet and my Cardano wallet when I needed to break something.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't come up. I've tried it myself, and I see Pete here. I wonder if somebody can talk a bit more about the indexes that I'm seeing on the platform, and how they are rebalanced.
Well, the show's about to end. I don't know if we really have time for that. We got about 3 minutes left. They were scheduled.
Igor, would you be able to take that one?
Yeah, I can answer quickly. So actually, the portfolios are rebalanced automatically. This is done by our mechanism that incentivizes adding liquidity that brings portfolios to balance. And the portfolio management is also possible by the governance to change target weights. And when we change target weights, then portfolios automatically rebalance over time. And we see that usually the actual share of portfolio tokens is getting close to the target weight.
Yeah, I asked this question because, as you guys know, we are in the middle of a very volatile market, and those rebalancing can go out of whack if, let's say, I, as an investor, is allowed to, let's say, select a certain weight for a certain specific coin within that index. So I was just wondering how you guys approach compensating for this much volatility in the market right now.
That's because we have a lower impermanent loss that is coming from also virtual pairs that have less reserves for arbitrage operations. Then we can have up to 10 times less impermanent loss. So even in volatile scenario, we have less losses for liquidity providers.
Is that process explained somewhere that I can go and read about, maybe perhaps in your white paper or something?
Of course, it is in the white paper.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just go to our Twitter here at Blueshift, and in the bio description area, there is a link tree where you can find access to everything, easy access.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead. I know that I put this drawing out at the beginning and it's pinned to the top, so you have like 30 seconds to enter the giveaway if you want until I get Twitter picker up. So you better get your retweet in there.
TikTok.
Thank you. TikTok time is ticking away. I'm almost to the Twitter picker.
Lido's got to change his parental controls so he can actually see everybody on TikTok, but he'll get there. We know he will.
I'm fine. I'm not missing anything.
Hey,
where are the Blues token? Are they on are they on Algorand and Cardano, or just Macomida, or?
You can it's floating around all over the place. It is a Cardano native token, so at the moment you can see it on Wing Riders. It's listed there. It's probably on Muesli Swap as well, and then other than that, it's on Milkometer.
Yeah, it's also traded on Blueshift, on Max Global, on OKMX, on Wind Riders, and more to come.
Blues. I'm a big fan of the blues. I go bluesing every Tuesday, so that's tonight. Blues dancing. Not. I don't know what the difference between blues dancing and blues shifting is. But yeah, you have me at blues, I guess.
So Zena, I have I'm looking at Blueshift docs, and it's in how to transfer Cardano native tokens to a Macomata network. And it shows the Connect Cardano wallet, and there's a bunch of different, Typhon, Yori, Nami, everybody internal. But it doesn't show when I'm on the actual site. Is there something that I'm doing wrong, or is it just not available yet? But the doc
No.
is there
I'm going to
already.
put this up here.
Stephen.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah. Okay. He pressed the button. So BlockJock, what you're seeing. So Blueshift is EVM based DEX. So you need to connect your MetaMask wallet to it to be able to interact with it. What you're seeing there with connecting your Cardano native wallet is for the bridging side of it. So on our DEX itself, you can connect your Cardano wallet to bring in bridged assets either way, in or out.
Gotcha. So I'm working on top of MetaMask is what I'm doing there.
Yeah.
Okay. The other side of that is that do you think you guys aren't Macomata, but Flint is part of DC Spark? Do you think that from the mobile side, that literally there'll just be a scan and I can just use Flint in the near future instead of like a Chrome extension?
Yeah, I couldn't comment on Flint's roadmap, but I do believe that's the end goal, being mobile and having their DApp Explorer and having the full cross-chain capabilities between either chain.
Yeah, that would make it the easiest anyway. That would be amazing.
That would make it easy for BlockJock. But
yes, which is what it's all about. It's making it easy for me, and then if we make it easy for me, then everybody else will benefit.
So I want to congratulate Jonah down there for winning the Flatty Mars. The first person who won gave up the winning because he had just won from stake. He won one from Stake with Pride. Shout out to my buddy Sammy over at Pride Pool. So Jonah, please send Hero Pool me your address because it's actually Hero Pool's Flatty that you're getting, not Cardano over Coffees. So send it to Hero Pool. Otherwise, I might not see it. With that being said, we are Cardano over Coffee. We are here Monday through Friday, except for on Thursday because it is a U.S. holiday, and I like to eat turkey, so there's that. But we're here Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30. Catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and all your friendly Cardano Facebook groups, which are horrible. It's all bots. Somebody needs to fix Facebook. Anyhow, have a great day, folks. Go build something wonderful and then tell me about it and I'll come use it.
Thanks, guys, for everybody being on. Appreciate you.